Why hello there, my name's Lupo and this is It Worth It?, where we review if it's worth it to upgrade that car in Forza Motorsport and what differences it makes on the track and both time-wise on the laps. For today's car we chose the Lamborghini Murcielago LP 674 SV. There have been no aftermarket upgrades applied to the car and no tuning setups applied as well. Brought it out to the Top Gear test track to drive. This car is truly a beast to drive along with a stiff suspension, and it loves sliding around without traction control. We are going to be attempting the best lap time we can possibly get for you today. The Lamborghini doing its job on the first corner here, coming in pretty quickly, red hot, air vents going down, the brakes getting very hot, lots of oversteer right there, almost lipping it on the edge there. Coming into hammerhead right here, you'll notice the traction loss is very great, smoke coming out of the tires, but it did grip. Coming onto the final stretch of land here for the final corner, lots of heavy braking, skidding on the ground. For the final corner, not a lot of oversteer, it's more than I anticipated, but not too much like last time. The steering on this car is quite great, but we will see now with the upgrades what it will turn out to be. Now the final lap time is 1 minute 19, 1 minute 17, 1 minute 16. Now we're going to upgrade this car with the parts list right here, featuring a twin turbocharger for a total of all over parts, an add of 295 horsepower, and an increase of 191 foot-pound of torque, and an increase of 76 pounds. Now the question that comes into play, is it worth it to upgrade? We will find out now with testing on the Top Gear track and track times and what I report with handling. Back at the Top Gear track with new paint and new rims along with those upgrades. The Lamborghini launching like a rocket right off of the line, red hot, lots of backfire right here as we're downshifting, reduced oversteer right here, much better time in that corner right there. The brakes under lots of pressure, but oversteer happens a lot right here, and that's due to the increased horsepower and the tires spinning. Even though there are race tires on this car, it is still a monster to drive. There's lots of traction loss, lots of oversteer right there. Coming into the first stretch right here, right before hammerhead, the acceleration doing its thing very quick, picking up the pace again. Coming into this corner of hammerhead, the brakes are going under a lot of pressure again, and the oversteer right here, having to reduce the speed that way it doesn't get too out of control because of traction loss right there was something I just could not handle, almost lipping it into the grass right there. The new racing brakes on this car doing a tremendous amount of work, as you can see here. Skid marks from the tires, lots of traction loss around this corner here, as you'll see. Wow, look how fast that is. You saw that? But anyway, coming into the final stretch, Gambit, lots of mistakes are always made here by people downshifting very quickly coming into the final corner, having to slam on the brakes quickly again, that way I don't lip it into the grass right there. Lots of oversteer happens here again. And what are our final track times of this race? First lap is 1 minute 15, second 111, third 110. So the question that comes into play again, is it worth it? No.